Good afternoon and welcome to Sew Like a Pro. I want to show you how to create a striped mitered corner block. So this we try to create. A block that we can take and put the two pieces together and they line up and match. And then of course you can turn it any kind of way you like, but they all line up perfectly. So I went and purchased 8 different fabrics, 8 different African prints. I cut each one at 1 1/4 inch, sewed them at a 1/4 inch seam allowance, and I pressed all the seams open. I hope you can see all the seams are pressed open. Then you take them and line them up. I just take this and fold it in half, and I see that these are lining up next to each other. So it's a slow process. Plus, you want to sew this one in this direction, the other one in the opposite direction, and back and forth in order to make sure they lay flat when you press them. If you stitch all of these from the top down, then it's going to twist and it's not going to lay flat. So you can see that these are laying flat right on top of each other. Now I want to square first. I want to line this up and get rid of all the selvage edges, because some fabrics are wider and some of them longer, wider and narrower than the other. So I want to line this right up. That's going to be my first cut. Then I get rid of those. Then I hope you can see on this ruler, it's a 45-degree angle. We want to take the 45 and lay it on the very edge of the fabric. Make sure it's lined up exactly on the very edge. Perfectly straight, because this first line is true. All of these, you just need to take your time and cut them so they will match up and that they will stay exactly lined up to one another. So take your time, because sometimes your ruler slip. And then if it do and you end up with a jacked up cut, go back and clean it up. You rather lose a centimeter or so than to have it not line up after you do all this work. So make sure that you cut it nice and clean. I need to go back and get those little nicks, those little pieces there. All right, so as I get that on a 45, look, I take this and line it up again on the 45 up to the very peak of that, and it has to come down and match this corner. So let me move this down so I can make sure you can see. This is lined up on a 45. This coming all the way down to this corner, that point. True on a 45, true on a 45, and then cut. And when you do that, you're going to get these to match up perfect. So look, this point match, this point match. So these match, and then these match. So it's going to go from one side to the other. So you sew them together any way you like. And that is simply how you make some stripes and then turn them on a 45-degree angle and get you some matching miter corner blocks. May God bless all your knitting, sewing, crocheting project. Until I see you next time. Any suggestions, let me know. Talk with you soon.